Welcome, everyone. Welcome to the Power of Energy Healing. I am Christy Warnick. I am a spiritual, intuitive, and energy healer, and I love helping people to transform their lives for the better. And I love having guests on with me as well that love helping with transformation as well. So I have here with me Tanja James today, and we're going to take just a minute to share this out and put in the comments, just comment that you share too, because I choose someone each week to win a free remote lightweight balancing session with me. So be sure to share this out. And I'm just going to check on here, see that we are live. And let's see. It's coming up as, there we are. Okay. So thank you all for joining us. And like I said, we're going to take just a minute to share this out. So please do so. And it takes just a minute. And I'm just going to pop this up here. Are you ready to expand your possibilities? So I'm going to put that there and put in there some possibilities that you would like to expand upon, but also where you're from. And I'm going to share and we're going to get started. All right. Let me know when you're ready, Tanja.
I am. I'm just sharing out really quick. Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for having me on today. I'm so excited to be here with you.
Okay. Yeah, Tanja and I had a very interesting conversation recently, and we're like, wow, there's all this that it would be so amazing for people to just know or to hear, just so, because what we're doing is with a lot of this, a lot of things can shift very instantly, very quickly, but also planting seeds. What
Mm-hmm.
does that mean? That's when we're talking about something and it's like bringing it into your awareness for it to manifest or become reality. So, are you ready, Tanja?
Yep, I am ready.
Okay. While I'm inviting some other people to join us, tell people a little bit about yourself, what you do, who you are, and then we're going to jump right into the topic today.
Awesome. Well, again, thank you for having me on. I'm Tanja James. I'm a vibrational healer, transformational catalyst, and do channeled guidance for, really stepping into our soul purpose, our mission, and leading with that light of the soul. So I support empaths and sensitives to really embrace their gifts and to see their sensitivities as the gifts that they are, and be able to really balance those aspects of their being so they can find freedom in their sensitivity, and freedom with expressing and shining out their light. And it's just wonderful watching the miracles of transformation when we do embrace the concept of living in infinite possibilities. So I love the topic for today, because it is amazing the miracles that happen when you make the decision, hey, I'm going to let go of my limitations and I'm going to go for it.
Yeah, and I'm just going to pop up a few comments here. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us. And like I said, put in the comments, some of the things that you may have once thought weren't possible, but actually are. Thank you for being here and sharing these things with us. But we can actually bring some of these things into reality much more quickly these days.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just amazing what can happen in a short period of time. And just like, just wanted you to also share with us your kind of what you mentioned to me right before we came on about how much has shifted for you just in the past few weeks, more so than ever before.
It's amazing. I mean, and I could go back over the last year, but if somebody would have told me I'm hopping on a plane this Friday to go and be in, community and retreat in Puerto Rico with other light workers to, activate our, this kind of community energy. And if somebody would have told me that that was going to be what I was going to be doing, 6 months ago, right now, I wouldn't have believed it. And it's just amazing when you just say, yes, I'm ready. Yes, I'm going to go out and do this. Then just things just happen and light up. Hey, do you want to go do this? Hey, do you want to do that? And I have a 2.5-year-old at home. So, the idea of this happening with raising a toddler, I wouldn't have believed it.
Yeah, you would have been like, oh, okay, no way.
No.
And the same for me is in the past 6 months, especially the past year, so much has been transforming. And this is getting right into what we were talking about, kind of those things that come in when you're going through transformation. So I do want to mention though, and this is usually, pretty good guide for most of my shows, I suppose. Activations and things like that come in very easily, come in automatically, just because I create a sacred space around my show, and everyone here that joins us live and on the replay, this works. And if it's something that is for your highest and best good and best for you to receive, then just put yes if you would like to receive any activations to do with these things that we're bringing in that have to do with things that are truly beneficial for you. Those are the things that are, more of the, and in this sacred space, the intention is safe, loving, healthy, harmonious. So if it falls up under that and is beneficial for you, then it's something that for you to receive. So if you would like to receive any kind of activations or any, whatever's coming in, downloads, or just unlocking something within yourself. I know these things happen so quickly these days, and it can happen with us just talking about it. But also, I have access to activations, attunements, and things very instantly, very quickly, and they just come in. And so, if you would like to receive, and like I said, it's only what is best for you, because everyone is different. And that's a good thing. Everyone is different. And
Yeah.
so you get to have your own experience. So let's get right into what are we talking about when we're saying infinite possibilities and, expanding on the possibilities. So what does that how can people know what you're talking about, or what we're even discussing with this? So where to start with that?
Well, it's funny because just to, piggyback on something that you just said, um, one of the vibrations that I started embodying just a few weeks ago was just this energy of fulfillment, and just inviting the fulfillment energy into my being, and just saying, you know what, I'm going to resonate on I'm going to, breathe in fulfillment. I'm going to breathe out fulfillment. And I probably started that practice maybe 5-6 weeks ago of just declaring, okay, this is how I want to feel. And so I just embodied that energy of fulfillment. And as soon as that started working its way in my life, then all of a sudden I'd get this opportunity, or this would show up, or that showed up. So it wasn't that they were necessary where I was connecting the two right away. But while you were talking, I'm like, hey, wait, I was embodying this energy of fulfillment, and look at how much has shifted just when I started practicing that. So I think that, unlimited possibilities really are that. It can be really simple of just saying, hey, I am inviting the energy to let go of my limitations and to really just say, I'm ready, and see what happens, and believe that anything's possible. So that's what I think of when I hear unlimited possibility. Just anything is possible for me.
Yeah, and as you and I were talking before, when we had our phone conversation, it was about people, the reason why people believe that certain things aren't possible really goes back to, it's about having your own experience, and realizing that within that experience that anything truly can be possible for you. and not basing your experience on your previous experiences or other people's experiences necessarily, because a lot of the things that other people and the things that have been created over the years, whether they be these programmings or patterns, a lot of that goes back to the beginning of time when something happened to someone, and then and then someone else saw that happened or heard that happened, and so they kind of, it started like a trend. It became a program that really is no longer really serving us,
Yeah.
so we, and just one that's an example that I give people is like when we talk about like trapped emotions or stuck emotions or blocks and things like that, were those truly meant to be trapped or stuck or blocked? No,
Yep.
no. I mean, we have a natural state of being, which is flow. Things just flowing more easily and effortlessly. There wasn't originally created to hold on to these things. That's when they say let go. That's kind of what it means. Is just allowing yourself to release these things, and because it's after maybe you experience something, or if you feel something, then you can easily let it go instead of holding on to it. But that's become part of our programming over these lifetimes, I suppose, and it's programmed into us even from birth. But there's so many ways that we can unlimit ourselves when it comes to things like that.
Absolutely. I like to think of it too as like a set point to where we think that, okay, this is the maximum that I can experience, or you like, this is all I've created so far. So, what's the likelihood that I'll be able to create more to that? It's almost like the mind comes in and caps it off and says, okay, that's not going to happen because I've never done it before. And it's really just saying, well, is that true?
Mhm.
And it's funny how we speak. We tend to think about what we think about the most, we tend to speak about the least. So if we're like ruminating over something or something's bothering us, sometimes we'll just hold on to it and we'll not speak to it. And then the second we actually verbalize it out loud, we can question it and we'll be like, oh, was that really true? Is it really true that I can't do that? Or is it really true that this isn't possible? And you start breaking those up a little
Mhm.
bit and see, hey, wait, I'm a limitless, powerful being. I can create whatever I want. And sometimes I'll like, for me, if I'm in a sticky place, I'll think of a mentor who I admire and look up to, and I'll see, hey, I'm no different for them. I'm no, we are one, I can, my energy is limiting myself for some reason. And, I can embody that energy that I see and admire in them because we're one and the same.
Yeah, because that highest source, God, source, creator, universe, is within all of us, and so we all have that connection, one way or another. And I always just encourage people to have their own, whatever. And then that's the thing when you go about, is that true? Is that true? Ask yourself when things come up, say, does this have to be true for me? And if
Great
you get
question.
a no, then that means, okay, I can change this, because 9 times out of 10, if not all the time, the answer to that, if something has to be true for you, the answer is usually no. If you check in with yourself, there's always, and there can be a better way or a different way, or because there are infinite possibilities. That just means that there are so many amazing ways to do things, and you can choose a different way. If something's not working for you, then there's a reason why, and then there's something else that can.
Yeah. And one of the morning practices, for instance, that I do, like if I have something come up and I want to ask my guides about it, where I'm pushing up against something and saying, okay, what is the truth in this? I'll do some automatic writing on it. I'll light a candle. I call in just my higher self and my energetic support team. And when I put the pen down on the paper, I don't stop writing. So even if I, so automatic writing, even if I'm writing, if I lose the thought, I don't know what to write. I don't know what to write. I don't know what to write. It'll come. It'll come. And I, when I started committing to doing 3 to 5 pages every morning, the stuff that comes out is amazing, because that it's just right there, and you're like, where did this even come from? And it helps to build that muscle of trusting that we have the answers within us, and that we have the support that sometimes feels far away when we're in that stuck, icky place.
Yeah, and Kirath here is saying different approach can give a better result. That also includes perspective. I
Absolutely.
mean, how much of what we've created, of what we experience in our reality is based on our perspective. I mean, that's huge.
Yep, it's the lens with which we view the world.
So sometimes it's turning it around and seeing it from just, it maybe even changing the words around, because words are just that. They don't mean anything until you give them meaning. You know, when you give words meaning and emotion or whatever. So what if you could change and say, okay, wait a minute, let me see, how I can, what other definitions can this be? Like I was doing a show with my guest last week, Suzanne, and we were talking about, being sensitive. Well, what if that just meant that you're loving and compassionate, but you can still be powerful and courageous at the same time?
You
So
froze a second there. Can you repeat what you said? Because we lost a little of that.
yeah, about being sensitive. So what if that actually could mean for you that you're loving, that you're compassionate, and that but you can be brave and courageous at the same time. And so it's really giving these words a meaning, and knowing that you can change that, what that means for you. A lot of times we're holding on to certain things based on past experiences, but that's just that. It's in the past, and we can change and create new experiences.
Absolutely. I know for me, I was a very sensitive child, and I was told all the time, toughen up, toughen up. The world's going to eat you alive. And when that is told to you that many times when you're, growing up, I learned that there was something wrong with being sensitive. It wasn't safe. It wasn't okay. Don't show your feet, don't be so sensitive. I can't even tell you how many times I heard that. And then it was just like, hey, wait, why can't I embrace my sensitivities? So years ago, I just kind of threw that out and said, guess what? If I feel like crying and I'm in public, I cry in public. I don't care. I let go of the shame around being so sensitive. Uh, and that was a step into the unknown for me at that time.
Yeah. So and I'm just going to invite in any kind of clearing for shame or blame or anything like that. So let's just invite that in to be cleared out. Yeah, empathic. And that's just another term. It's another word. It's actually a spiritual gift that was meant to be,
Absolutely.
like a superpower, but is how it's become programmed over the years, that it's become such a, causing people to experience things that they choose to not experience, so yeah, it's all, so much of it really goes back to, and someone's saying that that's how they were raised, and me as well. And so, I can remember as a child, just crying for no reason. It seemed like no reason at the time. I say that, but then I think of all the things that built up that led to that, that I just finally just, it had to come out at some point in time. But now I've learned how to transmute and transform things, which is an amazing little superpower of its own. And so, yeah, and we can transmute and transform fear and anxieties from PTSD. So this is leading us right into, Tanya, what we were going to talk about too is it was the fear of the unknown, right? And so changing that, transforming that so that there's an acceptance. So we're going to do a download of acceptance for the unknown, because there's so much out there that's unknown, but we can be okay with that at the same time. So
Absolutely.
that lets go and transforms some of that resistance or that fear. So let's just transmute, transform, or just clear out any of those fears and anxieties, whatever's causing those, and really bringing in acceptance for the unknown, and also just for the what else did we say here? There was the unknown, but also the unfamiliar, and so knowing that you can make these changes. And I've done that, a lot of stuff around that
Yeah.
actually.
Well, and it's bringing together the head and the heart. I think it comes down to healing the separation between the head and the heart, because the mind will kind of, be scared of changes and scared of the unknown. I know for me, the more I stepped into being more visible, there were days where I was in like a full day anxiety attack. I mean, it was just crazy. And I had to really say, what is this? What is this? Because I want to embody, um, going forward without it being this anxiety ridden, experience. And part of that was just healing that separation between the head and the heart. It was so clear to me because of how much was coming up. I'm like, oh boy, this is just more heart healing that needs to be done. And it doesn't need to take forever. I think that's another, this whole concept of having to peel the onion, throw the onion out the window.
We were talking about that. I was like, I don't even like onions. But
Yeah.
that whole peeling the onion thing, I have heard that for so many years. And I finally was like, you know what? There is no onion. I'm just, let's just chop that thing in half. Let's just throw it out and really get right down to things, and really start transforming things without that need to or have to peel these layers and layers. And then you're like, is it ever going to end? And well, yeah, I mean, they don't even have to be there in the first place. It's a lot of it's just stuff that we're holding on to that is just no longer necessary. No longer necessary. So the other thing that, and let me know if you're getting in anything that you're wanting to share
Oh,
with,
the
like,
energy is running big time. I mean,
yeah.
oh my goodness. There is I would say like almost like a vortex that I'm seeing, that shame and that, the energies around, I shouldn't be feeling what I'm feeling, and any fear around stepping into the truth. It's just kind of all getting picked up right now and going into a beautiful vortex of energy to be recycled into the whole. So I'm
And
supporting
how can
that.
it end if we are constantly evolving? Well, we can evolve in different ways, in new and improved ways. So we don't have to continue with our old past patterns and experiences to experience something new. And so we can invite in just a different way of learning, of evolving, of ascending.
Why can't we grow through joy? Why
Yeah,
can't we grow through
we
excitement?
can.
Why can't we grow through love? We are so conditioned to grow through suffering and pain and hardships and trials and tribulations and having it to be hard, that putting on those glasses of I can grow through excitement and joy is it just feels new. And it's allowing that energy of, oh, I can put on these new glasses, this is possible. And it's moving from that. You can start with an intention, and then once we have that intention, then make that decision to follow through on the intention and say, I'm going to make the decision to grow through joy and to grow through expansion. And
Go,
if I feel,
someone mentioned the other day, I saw in a video, they called them more of like divine emotions. So it's more like alignment with that love and joy, and just like I said, just new and improved ways that it
yeah,
doesn't have to continue through, like you said, the pain, the struggle, the suffering, things like that. that doesn't have to continue. Things can change, but you know, you just got.
We don't have to, we can honor what is. So if we're feeling
Mhm.
the constriction, if we're feeling the, any pressure, we can honor it and breathe light into it and breathe love into it and invite it home. It's not like we're pushing away what we don't want to, and sugarcoating. We can embody these new energies and bring in the light and bring in the love in the space of that constriction. And the more that we build that muscle and the more that we do that, then we see, hey, wait, I can create in joy, I can create through excitement. It becomes more and more possible as we exercise those.
Yeah. And yeah, and yeah, some of these, if someone's around you shouting things that are, whether it be your guides or something like that, send them on to the light, send them with love, just send them love and just say, okay, I got this, and really it's knowing what is, but also what can be true for you, because really all of these, that love, that happiness, that joy, those things, that is really what is within you already. It's just allowing that to shine.
Absolutely. When I'm working with people, with clients sometimes, and we do timeline work, and I connect them to the seed of their soul before any miscreation or any what's the word I'm looking for, any disbelief, or there's another word I'm looking for, but you tune into that energy of where your soul is birthed from, and hold the container for that, and they can feel that for the first time. That in and of itself, I've seen people's lives change in minutes just by connecting to that eternal part of them for the first time in a new way. And once they feel that and they see that's the truth of who they are, the truth of who they are is this expansive, just magical being. And then they can start embodying that more in their day-to-day life. And it's just amazing, some of the transformations I've seen just doing that one thing.
So I'm going to share with everybody the card that I pulled today, because this is going to lead us into some activations that are coming in. Divine Grace, the Law of Efficiency. I'll show it to you. So this is the card that I pulled. Okay.
That's perfect.
I know. So this came in, I pulled this right before we came on today. And this has to do with grace. It has to do with that divine grace, that divine favor, and for things to be easier, because it's saying that it's the time for things to be easier, more effort, just to happen more effortlessly. But it comes with acceptance, though. Acceptance, and really bringing in things that with that transformation, instead of there being fear, we're transforming that so that it's the transformation is more harmonious for you. And so let's just bring in any downloads or activations for grace, that divine grace, for anyone that would like to receive that. And I have a couple of accelerator images here, and then I'm going to announce the winner of the Lightwave sessions for this week. So the first one is the 5D Human Neural Network, and this is for higher thoughts and quick processing. So this will help with kind of that transition, to new thinking and really receiving in that wisdom and things like that. So this is what it looks like. Okay, so anyone that would like to receive that, I'll send that out. Because it's like a reprogramming your mind, it's a reprogramming process. And it can happen very naturally, though. We can allow that to be harmonious for ourselves. And infinite possibilities comes up, stimulates 9D awareness and problem solving. So this is what this one looks like. And these are by Brian DeFlores of Light Quest International, and they hold frequencies and energies and intentions. So I'm sending that out to everyone. And the last one I'm going to do today is the magic of Saint Germain, manifestation and highest potential. So,
Oh,
and this
that's
also
beautiful.
helps to activate the palm chakras as well. Okay. In the fingertips there. So let's send this out.
Ooh, that one is really strong. I've been connecting in. That one is really, really, really powerful. Thank you for sharing those.
Yeah, and let me just check in with the comments here. So if you haven't seen it already, I did the Akashic magazine show on Saturday, and we really talked about the magazine. It's a free download you can get by going to the Akashic Academy website. And it was, like I said, Rise of the Light Worker. I did it on Saturday with Bridget Sloan, which is the editor of the magazine. And there were some downloads in that too. I actually had someone to message me and go, oh my gosh, and they described this amazing experience that they had, and they were like, I don't know what you did, but it was amazing, thank you. So you can go back, because there were some activations and also downloads for some morphic fields to help with the energetic stuff going on too in there. So tell us, Tanya, how can people get in touch with you? What is the best way?
Well, you can, Facebook is great. So just facebook.com/Tanja James Coach, and that's TanjaJames. And I'm going to throw in a link. I'm getting called to share one of the light language transmissions that I've done recently on a just kind of a frequency upgrade. So I'll put in the link for you to receive that in the comments here in a little bit, so that you can look for that, because I think that the more we raise our frequency and the more we raise our vibration, we open up to those possibilities and allow the old to fall away without it having to be unnecessarily uncomfortable. With all transformation, usually there is a little discomfort, because that's the mind coming in. And the more we can support the mind to say, hey, this can be easy, this doesn't have to be hard. So yeah.
And so, yeah, we're just bringing in whatever is best for you for all of these things that we talked about, whether it be resolving or clearing, the things that basically, that you want to be free of, but also bringing in those things that are best for you to receive too. So it works both ways there. And also the Lightwave for the Akashic magazine show on Saturday, the Lightwave session, which is balancing your chakras, your elementals, and your body systems. I'll be getting in touch with, her name is Saskia Vanderhoff. So I looked through the shares, and that's what I was guided to on that one. And then from my show last week here on the Power of Energy Healing show, Kimberly Griffiths. So she shared out, and I will be contacting those two people this week. And I do these each week. So come back and join me every Tuesday, the same time, same place here, live from the Akashic Academy page. And I share out to my pages. And I have other videos that are on my YouTube channel that are on my Facebook page. So be sure to check into that. And I'm also going to be sending out a youthening, kind of like the Fountain of Youth kind of video bonus or free gift for everyone that's on my email list. So you can go to my website, christywarnick.com, and it has a little pop-up thing where you can enter in your email there and join my list. So I will be sending out that video shortly. So you can be sure to join that, and I will put all the links in the comments of the original video here today. So thank you for joining me, Tanya, and be sure to check out Tanya's Facebook page, facebook.com/Tanja James. It's, what is it? Coach. Tanja James Coach.
Yeah.
I was going to say healer, but coach. Tanja James Coach. So be sure to look her up on Facebook and connect with her, and be sure to join, like I said, my email list. And I do other videos with activations and attunements, and they do work on the replay. So there's like almost 200 right now videos on my YouTube channel. Just, start from the most recent ones and work your way back if you want, whatever you want to do with that. And they're there and they work on the replay. So thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you, Christy, for having me. I really appreciate it. It's a lot of fun.
Thank you for coming on. Do you have any last parting words for everyone here?
Just, that we can expand our field more than we may realize. And the more that we practice with that expansion and that heart opening and really allowing the light to come in and through and as us, we just can watch the miracles really start to unfold by embodying that expansive self and getting into that place of unlimited possibilities. So I think it's a great topic today, and I really enjoyed talking about
and
it.
another thing with if you do affirmations, I found that, like, for example, if I were to say anything is possible, and I found that if I add anything is possible for me as well, do anything is possible because it is, but also anything is possible for me. So anything is possible for me, but also anything is possible for you. So be sure to, add in that little personalization sometimes, just that for me, so that you realize that it's not just possible, but it's possible for you too. So that was just kind of something that came in there at the last minute. Be sure to, on the Akashic Academy page, Tree Gong, which Kiralani's coming up next. So be sure to join her there. And I will see you all again next week. So have a wonderful week. And thank you all for joining us.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.